My dear brothers and sisters, it is such a delight that we are celebrating the United Nations International Day of Happiness on March 20th this year. I congratulate Dr. Vikrant Singh Tomar, the global convener of the United Consciousness team, for organizing this program all over the world. This is one of the biggest need of humanity in general. Who doesn't like to be happy? Everyone aspires to become happier and happier day by day. And in the encounter, we have learned to develop newer sense pleasures, developing newer and newer objects of enjoyment to satisfy every sense pressure in our encounter. This is based on a basic understanding and firm belief that happiness is contained in objects of enjoyment. Therefore, we hasten to develop more objects of enjoyment, varieties of objects of enjoyment, and continue to be in this race to move towards development of large number of objects of enjoyment, from children to the elderly, to everyone. But though we are in the age of science and technology, we never question as to whether this is really true, whether our firm conviction that happiness is an object of enjoyment is right or not. It's here that our yoga system questions through the Gnana Yoga as to whether really happiness is an object of enjoyment. So the Taittiriya Upanishad and many Upanishads talk about the Ananda Mimamsa. They analyze what is happiness that we talk about. If you want to be really happy, if you want to bring happiness to everyone in the universe, we should have a clear understanding as to what is happiness. So, a simple experiment, let us say that a person is very fond of birthday cake and he takes that cake a little bit and he's so thrilled, so happy, so happy. Then he takes another piece, another piece, and friends force him to take more and more, more and more. Soon you'll find enough of it, enough of it. I can't take more. I'm saturated. And you force him to take little more, a big chunk more. He may almost vomit it out. What does that show? It shows the law of diminishing returns. So, this clearly shows that happiness may not be in objects of enjoyment. And it varies from person to person. What one person likes may not be liked by the other. And what is a very fond dish, very fond sensual pleasure for one can be nauseating. A person whom I met long back, an youngster, he was very fond of cockroach pickle and I could not stand it. Therefore, varies from person to person, varies from community to community. What the French like, probably Germans do not like. What they like may not be liked by the Americans nor the Indians. So it varies from community to community. Then even happiness may not come even without the objects of enjoyment. It can come without the object of enjoyment. Somebody comes and praises you. Oh, you have done such wonderful thing. Oh, wonderful. Such a discovery you have done. Such a great thing that you have done. You're all happy. So it all shows that happiness is not an object of enjoyment, but is an inner state of mind. What is that inner state which you call as happiness? Is it concentration? You go to a movie and you are fully absorbed in that interesting movie and you lost in it by immense concentration. Can we say that that state of immense concentration is the state of happiness? Again, apply the litmus test. The law of diminishing return, law of increasing returns. What happens? When you go on staying in that state of concentration more and more and more, what happens? Well, no. You get fatigued. After an hour of interesting and intense work you have been doing, you need a cup of coffee, if not a smoke or a drink. Therefore, the whole analysis should go much deeper in the process of understanding of the happiness. So, you conduct the experiment in a very systematic way and slowly find out what happens. And you are taking that birthday cake, small piece you are taking and putting into your mouth. Then, when it touches the taste buds of your tongue, something mysterious happens. Normally, we miss it because it's such a short time. What happens at that time? If you observe carefully, then you understand that the mind has become silent. All thoughts have been obliterated. And this state of silence occurs each time when there is a Vishaya Vishayi Sambhoga, that is sense touching the sense objects. And that is that state which you call as happiness. And people have found the great seers who can stay in this state of silence for longer and longer duration find that happiness is increasing instead of decreasing. Law of increasing returns. Maybe an exponential growth is happiness. We can not only bring happiness and lightness of the head, but the whole body may experience that blissful state, and there could be even a metabolic transformation that can take place. Complete metamorphic transformations can take place. Therefore, our ancient seers found this truth that happiness is an inner state of peace, poise, equanimity, composure, calmness, peace. And therefore, peace is bliss, bliss is silence, silence is bliss. Therefore, if you want to bring happiness to everyone, we must promote this state of silence, this state of mastery over the mind to remain calm and quiet. And that's what yoga does. As the definition goes, yogaha chitta vritti nirodha, as Patanjali said. And as the great yoga master Vasishta, he says, mana prashamana upayaha yogaha. Calming down the mind, silencing the mind, tranquilizing the mind is yoga. It's a conscious process of moving towards this state of silence and go to deeper and deeper levels of silence to get layers and layers of bliss, of higher and higher quantum, higher and better quality of bliss. Therefore, in our ancient wisdom base of the yoga lore, we have this innate connection between happiness and peace and silence. Therefore, if you want to spread this happiness, we have to learn the art of staying in that silence. And that's what large number of meditation techniques do. And therefore, on this very auspicious occasion of the celebrations of the United Nations International Day of Happiness on 20th March, let us imbibe this wisdom base into our lives and using time enough to allow the mind to silence itself, calm down itself, and through any type of meditation that you may have learned, whether it's transcendental meditation or heartfulness meditation or mindfulness meditation or Om meditation or cyclic meditation, any meditation, take it, doesn't matter. And allow the mind to calm down and see that that calmness spreads and stays more and more. And that will bring peace on earth, that will bring bliss unto everyone and makes this happiness day a launch for a new way of life, a new way of life of working in happiness, working in inner silence, working in relaxation, action in relaxation, action in blissful awareness. And that is yoga as a way of life. We call yoga as a science of holistic living. And it's this that we want to bring. And thanks to our Honorable Prime Minister that International Day of Yoga has been made so popular, and crores of people in India and millions of people all over the world have started practicing the yoga dimension that we developed, which contains the secret innately imbibed in it. The 35 minutes protocol that we have developed containing the asanas and the pranayama and the meditation, the upasana, will take you to this level of silence when you relax deeply in that savasana. And it is this that we want to propagate more and more. And this year, the target in India, as prescribed by the ministries, is to have about 30 crores of people to practice the module protocol of yoga that we developed during the International Day of Yoga. With that, I bring greetings to all of you to see that we adopt yoga way of life, adopt the protocol of the International Day of Yoga on this 20th March, and let there be a spread of this throughout the world, and let this message of bliss is silence silence is peace be propagated throughout the world. And I wish you all the best. Thank you very much. Dhanyavad.